Hey guys, I'm going to real quickly show you how to fix the broken Minix 313A installation that you might be getting. So we're going to go ahead and start a new one, and we're going to start it as BSD 32-bit. We're going to finish that. We're going to go ahead and run this as test Minix. Let that just test Minix 2 because I did this earlier and I had to re-record. So we're going to go ahead and run this and I'll show you what it gives you. We're going to run this as a regular installation. And you get this too many PCIe devices. And that's because you're running a very old operating system on a much newer computer. So we're going to go ahead and shut this down. We're going to go into our settings. We're going to remove our camera. There's a nice little picture of me in the background. Go ahead and remove our USB controller. Go ahead and remove our sound card. And then we're going to go to our compatibility. And we're going to disable auto upgrading, and we're going to use the oldest version of hardware. Now this may vary depending on what you're using. I'm using VMWare Fusion. You guys may be using VMware Box or VMBox, whatever it is you're using. You just have to find something that's similar to this. I'm going to go ahead and also upgrade my memory to, let's go ahead and go to a gig. So now we do that, and just real quickly check these other settings, make sure we're good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and run this. We're going to use a regular Minix. And as you can see, we get our login. So we're going to go ahead and go root, and then we are going to setup. I'm going to run you through this real quickly because a few things are actually a little bit different. So this is the most notable one, is that by default you get 0. So if you go ahead and press 0, you're going to have no Ethernet card, which in order to do this, to get your code from GitHub or whatever you're using, you need to have the networking. So for the most part, you should be using an Intel Pro 100, but I'm a little bit different, and I'm going to be using the AMD Lance because it's emulated by VMware. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. And then we're going to go through this, and we're going to let it probe disks. There it is. We're going to want to use disk number 0. Just enter through all this. Yes, I want to continue. It's going to come up with this reinstall choice. It's going to give you the what you want your home directory to be. That's good enough. Block size, just go through all of that. And we're going to let this finish. It usually doesn't take very long. It just looks like it does. And we're just about done, and done there. Now it installs. All right, done. And once it gets through with this, it's going to finish up a few more things. There. All right, and so now it gives you this message here that says, please shut down to exit Minix 3 and enter the boot monitor. At the boot monitor prompt, type boot DXP0, where X is the BIOS drive number of the drive you installed on. So you're going to probably just use boot D0P0. So we're going to go ahead and shut down. And it's going to boot to monitor. This is the monitor here. We're on FD0. So we're going to go ahead and go D0P0, except that is boot to D0P0. We run that, and we're going to run custom Minix. And once we get there, it's going to start up your network daemons and everything else, which takes a second. Sometimes it takes a good while, sometimes it goes pretty quickly. Alright, and here we are. And now you have a working, whatever it's called. And in this version, instead of having PKGIM, you also, now you have Pac-Man. So there we go. And that should get you guys through it all. Enjoy.